Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Dinner and Conversations. I am your host, Delitra Hudson, the financial educator, and this is episode 1 of Dinner and Conversations. Dinner and Conversations are the conversations that we have to discuss how we start to create legacy, to build wealth, and protect our generations, us included. And each episode will have a special guest where we'll be talking about all of the strategies that we want to and need to know about how to shift our money mindset for ourselves and our generations to come. Today, we're going to be chatting with my biz bestie, Portia Anderson, and we're going to talk about our chosen legacy. I am so excited to be here today because this is Black History Month. And when we talk about the Chosen Legacy Project, we're talking about creating history for this generation, for our children's children, and moving forward. So, Portia Anderson, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Delitra, so much for having me on. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, my lipstick and legacy ladies. How are you all today?
This is so amazing. I want you to talk all about, we'll spend some time talking about the Chosen Legacy Project. But before we jump into it, I want you to tell the viewers who you are and what you do.
Awesome. Well, welcome everyone again. My name is Portia Anderson, and I am an award-winning business strategist and coach. I love working with entrepreneurs. I've been supporting entrepreneurs for the last 10 years, helping them to start and grow their business. I also am a international best-selling author. I am a visionary, and I love motivating individuals in helping them to succeed. And I am very excited to be here today, Delitra. Thank you so much for creating a space and an environment for us ladies and women and families to get the education that we need in order to grow. Now, I'm celebrating 19 years this year, 2025, of entrepreneurship. And if any of you all know, that is not easy. However, through the grace of the Most High, through persistence, through just knowing that this is my calling and what I'm called to do, then it makes the journey worth it. So thank you again, Delitra, for again having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, it's always my pleasure to get with you and spend some time and have great conversations because we always have great conversations and a good time. Yeah. But today, because both of us will get squirrely and start talking about a whole lot of things other than, and then we'll come to later in the show and be like, well, we're supposed to be talking about the Chosen Legacy Project. So before we get sidetracked, tell me all about the Chosen Legacy Project. How did this come to fruition?
Wow. So let me just start by saying that, when you're called to do something greater than yourself and the calling keeps coming, but you keep putting it to the side or you keep putting other things in its place. Well, the Chosen Legacy Project was really just birthed from me working with small business owners and entrepreneurs in the financial space and really realizing that we are at a critical point in our lives, in the community, everything that's going on in the world right now. We need to do a better job of supporting our community and making sure that we as the chosen ones, right? Because I know that I am called to be a chosen one. Delitra, you're called to be a chosen one. And at this right time and right space, this is the time that God has activated me, right? I've done some beautiful things. I've worked on some beautiful projects. I've helped thousands of people in this region, but the calling is higher. And so the Chosen Legacy Project was really birthed out of a need of knowing that, how do I make a great impact starting right where my community is? And when I think about what our community, the challenges that our communities are facing right now, Delitra, when I think about all of the challenges of the past and how this administration and the climate that we're in right now is really trying to take us back to a space where we believe that we have evolved from. So this matters to me because 77% of African Americans and 68% of Latino individuals and Americans don't have a will, don't have a trust, don't have an estate planning set up. 70% of families, especially Black and Brown families, we lose our wealth by the second generation. And when you think about all of the beautiful neighborhoods in North City and West Side, East Side, all of those areas, over $560 billion in property has been lost by Black families due to not planning properly, right? Not having that legal protection that they need to have in place in order to make sure that the next generation doesn't have to get it out the mud per se, right?
Yeah.
But that we are properly preparing our young people, our chosen ones, our legacy builders with the task of, hey, you're responsible for the family, right? You're responsible for making sure that the family has a will, right? How many times do we see that when our loved one passed away, then we don't have anything? We scrambling to make sure that they're buried. We're scrambling to, identify what their wishes are or was, and then the family's fighting, right? So in an already stressful time, we need to just do a better job of preparing ourselves and our families for what's to come. And other nationalities and generations do that. Black and Brown families, really, we are behind the curve in making sure. So that's really one of the reasons why the Chosen Legacy Project was birthed. And I'm very excited. I believe that this is my best work yet, Delitra. My best work yet. And I'm super
Okay.
excited to be able to share this on your platform and just with the world, because this is the launch, right? So this is
Yes.
the
Yes.
launch, literally the launch interview, right? The first interview,
Yes.
you get the exclusive, Delitra.
Yes.
So
I
we're
love it.
excited.
It
And I'm
is such a
excited to have you a part of
privilege.
the project as well. So yes.
Yeah, this is such a privilege because I'm sucking it all up because you're speaking my language. You're speaking to what I teach my communities. And you mentioned early on the Lipstick and Legacy group. So that is one of my private Facebook groups where we go directly to the community and teach them legacy building, wealth generation, mindset shifting, all the things that you've been talking about. So this is why I'm so excited to in the launch be able to say that I am partnering with you on the Chosen Legacy Project because we grow better together. Um, and we need to reach the masses in getting this information out. And something that you mentioned allowed me to really reminisce on my own personal family situation. Um, my grandmother had in her and her husband acquired property which passed on to her children and then to my generation. And one of the things, and she did have a will because I am the financial educator. So as I grew older, I helped her make sure that certain things were in order. But one of the things that families also tend to omit in the planning process is funding the protection of future generations. We making sure that we have the will in place, making sure that the properties are properly transferred over. But you also need to make sure that you're putting the money aside to fund the transactions, to execute, to be able to stand on those legal documents. So, with the Chosen Legacy Project, I know we're going to be talking more about the wills, but what about the other legal documents that goes along with building the legacy, preparing you for, you may just be incapacitated. Let's talk about how legacy doesn't start at death. Legacy planning starts now. So let's talk about that.
You know what, Delitra, again, this is why I'm just so very passionate about this, because we have to be start being proactive. A lot of
Mhm.
the times we're reactive, and what needs to be a necessity for us, you know, tends to be a luxury, right? And
Yeah.
so when we think about if something happens to us, if you get hospitalized or a loved one gets hospitalized or a business partner, something happens to a business partner, then what are your wishes? You know, what do you want to happen? And so making sure that you complete a medical directive, right? A living medical directive that just says, hey, you know, if something happens to me and I become maybe in a vegetable state, or, you know, do I want to be resuscitated? Do I want my organs donated? Right? Do I want to, you know, be buried, right? Versus, you know, cremated.
Yep.
But when we think, those are the little things that sometimes we have those little small conversations, you know, maybe amongst, you know, a child or so, but we never come together collectively and just put it in writing. So to me, we just have to make sure that we are being proactive, right? Especially in a time like this. This is a sense of urgency, guys, especially in a time like this. It's the mature thing to do, right? A lot
Mhm.
of times we don't want to talk about death. We don't want to talk about if something happens to us, but a responsible individual will make sure that they are prepared in case something does happen. And so just having those medical directives, right? Having, you know, those things written out and notarized and reviewed by a lawyer. That way a lawyer can make sure that whatever state that you're in compliance with the laws of that state, to make sure that your will or medical directive gets executed in the way that you want it to get executed, right? Who's
Mhm.
going to be holding those documents for you, right? And so when we get together and have what we call legacy parties, that is what we're going to be talking about, right? Just the celebration of life, and how do we get proactive, and how do we be responsible over our legacies, and making sure that we are planning it out properly, that way that if something happens to us, that it could be executed according to our wishes.
Awesome. You know, I'm so happy you mentioned the legacy parties. Yes. I want to have you dive deeper into letting our viewers know what is a legacy party, because we don't want people to walk away from here thinking that we talked about a lot. Now you have to go do it on your own. You're building a support system around making sure that we do this together, called a legacy party. So tell us more about it.
Absolutely. Now, who doesn't love a good party,
I
Delisha?
know I
I
do.
don't know about but I love a good party. And the goal of the legacy parties is to get the people together in your family. And I'll take it back a little bit, because we have what we call legacy ambassadors, and we'll talk a little bit more after that. But the legacy ambassador is the chosen one or few of the family who is willing to step up and take the charge and say, hey, I want to be responsible for my family. I want to make sure that my family is protected, and I want to make sure that my family is doing the right thing and making sure that we're properly planning for the next 2 to 3 generations. So when we host the legacy parties, all you have to do is pick out the spot, pick out the date, right? We're going to come to you, and we are going to help you, walk you and your family through what it takes to complete a will, right? And we have some amazing legal services that will also be able to help you get those documents notarized. We have an amazing membership that will have lawyers and attorneys look over those documents and make sure that we get those documents finalized for you. But the beauty of it is, you all get to start having conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get to start getting it from up in your head to out loud in the family and saying, hey, this is what I want. You'll actually be able to walk away with a will questionnaire, right? So all of the things that goes into the will, you get a chance to fill it out right on the spot, right? And we get a chance to have some meaningful conversations. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, first, it's going to bring the family closer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we think about building legacy, sometimes we build, even within our family, we have silos within the family,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
so when we bring the entire family together, then that just strengthens the bond of the family, right? And then secondly, that says, hey, now I know what you have. What do you want? Where is everything stored, right? Who's on your bank accounts, right? And so it's getting it from here to there. And then we help you take the next step with becoming a legacy ambassador and partner, and just helping you with creating with the membership that we have that will really help you with other legal challenges and things that you may have. But the party really is designed to bring the family together, and let's have the conversation that we really don't want to have. And the way that we do it, we make it fun, we make it interactive, but we also make it impactful. So whether you're a church organization, whether you're a nonprofit organization, whether you are a small family, a large family, like, let's do this. You can, even with the Lipsticks and Legacy group, right? Or get your girlfriends together,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the goal is for us to start making sure that our families are protected, and that we are making sure that that house that Big Mama had, right? That we want to make sure that that stays in the family, or things that what you're building, right? The wealth that you are building, the houses, the cars, all of the things, even if you don't have anything right now, what does that look like?
Right.
So that's what we talk about as we're having a good time at these parties. But we're being responsible, um, and making sure that we are setting the best example for our generations and the generations to come.
I love it. I love it. So, can you have these legacy parties? My wheels are spinning. Can these legacy parties be virtual, in
Yes.
person, hybrid? How can we do a legacy party with you?
Yes. So I am going to make sure that I put in the link the calendar invite to schedule a legacy party. The
Yes.
legacy parties are about 90 minutes. So
Okay.
we really get in and out, we really like get to the meat of it. We have a good time, probably 2 hours tops, just giving guests enough time to get there. We also can do it virtually. So if
Mhm.
you have some members that, decide that they are not able to make it in person, they can just be on the Zoom. So you do have two options. Or if you're here in St. Louis or the Missouri area, then we will come to you. We just ask that you have at least about 10 family members together. And we know how things go, but at least 10. If you can get more, then great, right? If you can make this be a whole family, outing where all of the family can come and we can just have a real good conversation. And not only that, but walk away with a will questionnaire that will help you answer every question that you may have regarding the legacy parties and how to build your legacy. So once you sign up for the legacy party, we will send you a party kit, right? The party kit has everything, Delitra. It has scripts on how to communicate with your family, how to invite them. And then when they come, we put our legacy ambassadors and partners as the host of the event. And we're hosting as well. So we'll be the co host, and it's just going to be a really good time. So
I
if
love it.
you guys are interested, and as you should be, my call out is for the legacy ambassadors, the chosen ones. This job isn't for everyone. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hmm.
However, for the people, individuals who are ready to step into leadership, and take charge and support their family in a way and secure their family's future, then become a legacy partner. If you say, hey, I want to host a legacy party, I'm going to make sure that we put the link down in the below. Please make sure that you schedule a party. In the notes, if you were on this call and you heard about a legacy party, then when you are registering, put Delitra's name in there. So that way we can make sure that she gets the credit for hosting these parties, and we'll come and do all of the work for you and with you.
I love all of this. I hope that our viewers got energized, got inspired. This is, of course, this is not optional work, this is necessary work. And hopefully, the fear of thinking that they had to go at it alone has been minimized or eliminated.
Yep.
But if they still have any questions or concerns about how to move forward, how can they connect with you?
Yes, please, everyone, go to chosenlegacyproject.com. That's chosenlegacyproject.com. I'll make sure to drop it into the chat so that way you guys will have it. But please, there is an information 45-minute informational session on there so that you can learn more about the Legacy Project, so you can join and become a legacy ambassador or a legacy partner. And there's also on the website an opportunity for you to schedule a legacy party. So, again, guys, we are in a space right now where it's an emergency. We are in an emergency situation right now. And if we do not take time out to make sure that our families are secured and protected, then guess what? You're going to miss out, and you're going to lose out on an opportunity that is you may not get a chance to get back. We only have one life to live. When this is over, then what? And to me, the responsible thing to do is to make sure that you are making sure that yourself, because we got to put our own cape on, right? Before we put anybody else's cape on. Put your own cape on. Schedule one for you and your family first. How about that? How
Yes.
about we start there, making sure that our family is protected first, and then we're able to spread out and reach the masses.
I love it. So they can book with you at the legacy, chosenlegacyproject.com, and
Yes,
go to that website and start the process of connecting with you and starting the conversation so that we can start having legacy parties around the world. Now, it like my family, there's some of us locally and several components out of town.
mm-hmm.
That's when we can have these hybrid sessions. We can have part of us who are locally in person, and we
Yes,
can tap the other ones that are out of town in the Zoom, and we can all be in the same room. That is the blessing of being and the ability of having virtual
yep,
options. So it doesn't minimize the capacity. We are in an urgent situation. It's time for us to take care of ourselves and definitely look out for our own families because we are the ones we have been waiting for. Thank
yes.
you so much, Miss Portia Anderson, for being on and talking to us about the Chosen Legacy Project. It's always great to see you and spend time, and you always add so much value to our conversation. So thank you for joining us at Dinner and Conversations.
Awesome. Thank you again, Delitra, so much for having me on. Again, guys, remember the website is www.chosenlegacyproject.com. I look forward to seeing you and your family soon. Thank you again, Delitra.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And until next time, we wish you many blessings and much prosperity, and connect with us on all social media as Delitra Hudson, and you stay connected with our Dinner and Conversations. Have a great one.